There's always a buyer. There's always someone willing to pay. There will always be customers. There will always be people who want to get their hands on the silver and will do practically anything to get rid of their fiat. I personally do not plan on exiting necessarily, but I do believe it's crucial to have an exit strategy regardless. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about parting ways with your silver if you plan on it or if you have to. I think everybody should have an exit strategy, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today I wanted to talk about having an exit strategy when it comes to the silver, when it comes to the gold, because at the end of the day, everyone's stacking for different reasons. Everybody has different circumstances that pop up into their life. Some people liquidate because they want to, some people liquidate because they have to, some people take their precious metals and they trade it for something else, such as land or something different. There's a lot of different things you could do with your precious metals, and I personally do not plan on exiting necessarily, but I do believe it's crucial to have an exit strategy regardless. Similar to a house fire. You don't plan on your house catching on fire, but I think you should have an exit strategy just in case it does. But anyway, moving forward, I wanted to talk about this because there's a couple of different ways you can part ways with your silver and your gold. There's a couple of different ways you can trade one for the other. There's a couple of different ways you can do a lot of different things. Now, as I always say, and as I've been saying for about 2.5 years now, what I like to do, actually I don't really like to do it, but I like to go to work and trade my time for dollars. And then I pay all the bills and then I trade some dollars that are remaining for some silver. And hopefully one day in the future, if the gold to silver ratio gap tightens up, if the gap closes in a bit, I would like to trade not all of it, not most of it, not even half of it, but a portion of the silver for gold. And who knows, if I rinse and repeat long term, a couple decades go by, maybe I'll have enough gold to convert into land and buy property, get into real estate or something like that. There's a lot of different things you can do. And the way I see it is you should have an exit strategy. So there's a couple different ways of parting ways with your silver. There's a couple different ways of liquidating. There's a couple different ways of quote unquote selling, even though I don't necessarily see it as a sale. And by the way, got a couple coins over here, some bars over here, a couple stacks of rounds in the back. And as I'm recording the video, the spot price is about $28.18. So this is the time where a lot of people have been picking up silver for the last couple of years, and spot price has essentially doubled since then, and premiums have practically quadrupled. So a lot of people are looking to cash out at this point. I don't necessarily find that to be the most wise thing to do, but everyone's stacking for different reasons, like I said. So one way of parting ways with your precious metals would probably be your local coin shop. This is probably the most convenient. It's probably the most low-key, probably the most discreet. And if you do what I do, other than these last couple of months, because I live in New Jersey and the coin shop has been closed since March, just like practically everything else, if you go to the coin shop, a lot of people pick up a majority of their silver, a majority of their gold at their local coin shop. I personally do not do that because, like I said, I live in New Jersey. Everything is insanely expensive. Believe it or not, it's actually cheaper to get my silver online than it is to pick up my silver at the local coin shop. But I've made a point to go to the coin shop anyway, like once a month or every other month. I believe it's actually pretty important to build a relationship with your local coin shop if you have one. If you don't have one, I'm sure there's one in the neighboring town or city. I'm sure there's one a somewhat of a reasonable drive away. I believe it's important to build a relationship with the coin shop and get to know the owner or the people that work there, and not to just go in, pick up some coins and leave, but to go in, pick up some coins, have a conversation, and then leave. I think you should be friendly with the local coin shop. And at the end of the day, you're really not friends, you're a customer. But if you know each other, if you're friendly with one another, and if you are consistently giving them business and consistently supporting their shop, then I believe that the overwhelming majority of business owners would have the you scratch my back, I scratch yours mentality. Now, granted, I know it's circumstantial. I know that there's a lot of, coin shop owners who, act, all buddy with you, and then, hit you with the, oh yeah, I can give you below spot for it. So I understand that it's circumstantial, but I do believe that the overwhelming majority would try their best to help you out when the tables have turned, when it gets to the point where you are not buying from them, but you are selling to them. I truly believe that the overwhelming majority will try their best to help you out, especially if you've been consistently supporting their business for years and years and years on end. However, that leads us into the next point. The coin shops that will still say, I'll give you spot, or I'll give you maybe even less than spot. I know that sounds like that would hurt the soul. That hurts to even think about. But if that's the case, if that's the situation, if that's the scenario you are currently in or one day will be in the future, whatever the case may be, the internet is the most powerful tool in the world right now. You can do whatever you want on the internet. You are not restricted to a 15-minute walk away to get to your coin shop, or a 5-minute drive away, or a 30-minute drive away, and then you have that coin shop and that coin shop only as your method of parting ways or liquidating. The internet, on the other hand, there are billions of people on the internet. There are millions upon millions of potential buyers. There are customers all over the place, and you can charge whatever type of premium you want. And if you do it with like a PayPal transaction after advertising on social media, that's one way of going about it. Or if you go about it through maybe eBay or some other website or app that's dedicated to buying and selling miscellaneous products and items and things for just random people all over the internet. It's really easy, it's really simple, and it's much more convenient if you don't have access to a local coin shop, or if you want to get the absolute best bang for your buck. Because if you go to the coin shop, here's the issue. What they say goes, because that's just one person. But on the internet, if somebody says no, or if somebody says a number, it's like, okay, it's on to the next. There's 600,000 other people practically in line that I can go through before having to resort to you. You can charge whatever premium you want. If you go to a coin shop right now, like I said, spot price is about $28. Silver Eagles are going for about $40 right now because the premiums on these things have gone through the roof. So in the eyes of a lot of coin shops, I'm sure that they would say, well, it's just a troy ounce of silver. It's not really anything overly special. It's not anything of significance. Sure, it's the most recognizable pure silver coin on the planet, but at the end of the day, it's a troy ounce of silver. And silver, whether it's a generic round like that stuff over there, or a bar, or a coin, or a coin that's in the shape of a bar, silver at the end of the day. So I would imagine that for a Silver Eagle right now, if you go to the coin shop, I know a lot of coin shops are selling Silver Eagles for only a couple dollars over spot, but if you were to part ways with your Silver Eagles at a local coin shop, they'd probably give you right around the same. Maybe a little bit over spot, maybe below spot. But if you were to put these things up on eBay, you don't have to worry about, oh my God, am I going to get spot for it? You could put this thing up on eBay for 35, 40, 50, 60 bucks. And guess what? It might not sound logical. It might not sound reasonable, but there's always a buyer. There's always someone willing to pay. There will always be customers. There will always be people who want to get their hands on the silver and will do practically anything to get rid of their fiat. So I believe having an exit strategy is key. Understand who you would sell to, or how you would go about selling and how it would work, how convenient would it be for you. Understand that it's not exactly as quick as going to the coin shop. Like I said, the coin shop is convenient, and oftentimes convenient comes with a price, aka low premiums. But it's convenient, quick and easy. It's just as easy as going to the bank. You go to the bank, you withdraw some cash, you go home. Or you take your silver to the coin shop, trade it for cash, and go home. It's essentially an ATM, if you think about it. It's just a very quick and easy, simple transaction. You're just converting one thing into the other. You're not really buying it or selling it, if you look at it the way I looked at it, but very easy, very simple, very quick. And in an emergency situation where you desperately need the cash, if something goes wrong, if you need to liquidate for whatever reason, coin shop's right there. You could very easily do that, probably for a lower premium. But if you're not overly concerned about convenience, I would say online is probably a better way to go, because you can get far more currency if you absolutely need it. Except you would have to worry about shipping, you would have to wait for the customer to receive what they ordered, you would have to wait for the online transaction to go through. It's going to take a couple of days, maybe a week and a half, depending on how fast the item is delivered. You'd have to wait for this entire process, as opposed to just going to the coin shop, parting ways with your silver, taking the cash and going home, all in the span of like 5 minutes. So it really comes down to convenience at the end of the day. It really comes down to how fast or how quickly you want this to happen. But it's not just trading the silver for cash. It also goes for, in my opinion, trading the silver for gold. Because I don't plan on trading my silver for cash. I see no purpose. I see no need. I have no desire to do so. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I understand some people desperately need the cash. They're in a really tough situation. Maybe they have an unexpected, medical expense, or maybe like an emergency car repair, or something happens, like there's a bad storm, and now there's damage done to their house, and they don't have the cash on hand to take care of it, so they have to liquidate. Whatever the case may be, life happens, things happen, it's all right. Sometimes things are just out of your control, so they need to get the cash. But if I don't need the cash, I see absolutely no reason to trade these beautiful shiny metals for this ugly paper. I don't see the purpose. I put these pieces of paper into the metals for a reason. So why would I undo what I did? That's just the way I see it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't plan on exiting, but it's important to have an exit strategy regardless. However, like I said, trading the silver for the gold, because I don't necessarily do this at this very specific point in time. I think the gold to silver ratio is right around the 1 to 70 mark or something like that. Ideally 1 to 60 or 1 to 50, or who knows, maybe even 1 to 40. Sounds a whole lot more ideal, but I guess it really comes down to, when it's time, it's time. I'll know when it's time when it happens. So I don't have a specific gold to silver ratio that I would convert at, but ideally, I would like to preserve the high silver spot prices and, kind of capitalize on the gap closing in, if that makes sense. And not to mention, I'd simultaneously be, reducing the weight, reducing the bulk, because, silver at the end of the day, it doesn't take up that much space. But once you've been stacking for years and years and years on end, if you're a couple decades in, and who knows, if you've gotten to the point where you have thousands upon thousands of ounces of silver, that does absolutely weigh a lot. That does absolutely take up a lot of space, and gold, I believe, is the best possible way of combating that issue. I mean, just trade a little bit of silver for gold, even if you can't time the gold to silver ratio to a point where it's ideal for you. Even if the ratio is like 1 to 100 or 1 to 90 or 1 to 80, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, even though you're not converting when the gap is closed in. But if you're running out of space and you just need to reduce the weight or bulk, I think gold is an excellent way of doing that. And not to mention, I consider gold to be the ultimate form of wealth preservation. I consider it to be the powerhouse metal, while I consider silver to be the opportunity metal. That's just my opinion. That's just my perspective. This isn't financial advice or anything like that, but it's kind of my exit strategy. I don't necessarily plan on exiting, but little by little, over the years, over the decades, I would probably like to trade little bits of silver at a time for even smaller bits of gold. That's just what makes the most sense to me. Some people don't agree with me, but here's the good news. You don't have to agree with me. I'm stacking for my reasons, and you're stacking for yours. You're stacking the way you want to stack. I'm stacking the way I want to stack. And guess what? That's a beautiful thing, because it doesn't matter what I do to you, and it doesn't matter what you do to me. So that's the way I see it. Little by little, trade some silver for some gold, reduce the weight, reduce the bulk, preserve those high silver spot prices when the gold to silver ratio gap closes in. I'm assuming that would happen periodically. Every now and then, it's silver and gold are both going to have their ups and downs, so hopefully I'll be able to time it right one day in the future. I have no desire to trade any of my silver for any gold right now. I would rather trade my dollars for silver than worry about trading my silver for anything else. But one day in the future, that is probably something I'm going to do, and then a couple years down the road, a couple decades down the road rather, hopefully I'll have enough gold to maybe trade for some land. That's the way I see it. Those are some of my ideas, some of my plans, some of my tactics. I understand that life is not necessarily going to go my way 100% of the time, but hypothetically, that's just what makes the most sense to me, and that's what I hope to be able to do one day in the future. So let me know in the comment section your exit strategy, if you have one. If you don't have one, let me know why you don't have one, if you plan on keeping it that way, or if you plan on exiting, if you plan on doing anything specific, or if you're kind of just going to go with the flow, because at the end of the day, silver and gold, they're going to do what silver and gold want to do. They're not going to do what we wanted to do. So they're going to move up when they want to move up. They're going to move down when they want to move down. They have a mind of their own. So it's all about strategy. It's all about trying your best to time it right and capitalizing on what might appear to be an opportunity to you. That's just the way I see it, and that's just the way I do things. I try to look at it as objectively as I can, and I definitely don't make emotional decisions. I do not make decisions out of excitement, and I do not make decisions out of fear. Those are the two emotions that lead to oftentimes the most detrimental decisions. So I stay away from making emotional decisions, especially decisions based off of hype or excitement and fear. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. Just hit 1,000. I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course, the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin. It's actually helping us raise a little bit of money for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. It comes out of my pocket, not yours. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And once again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know if you think it's important to have an exit strategy, even if you don't plan on exiting. That's how I feel. I've already explained why. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're comfortable sharing your exit strategy, if you plan on doing it via CoinShop or via the internet, social media, or an online selling site or something like that, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.